Hey everybody, Burke Franklin here. Welcome back to my channel. Today it's time to take care of a project that I've been needing to take care of for a while. Sometimes I get too involved with other projects and I forget about my own projects at my own house. So behind me I've got an area which got a couple nice sagos there, but in particular we've got this olive tree that we started when it was just, I don't know, it was probably about this tall when we started this olive tree years and years ago. And now it's become this huge monster. It's a huge monster and it needs to be trimmed. That's going to be my project today. So we're going to take this area right here and kind of beautify this area and make it look like it should look. These olive branches, let me show you here. One of the reasons I'm doing this at this particular time, as you can see, this is there's a lot of branches of this, but these olive trees every year they flower at this time of year, and there's all kinds of pollen that comes off of this tree. And if you have allergies, it's a real mess. And if you have a dog that loves to eat olives or anything that falls onto the ground, this is also not good. So my project today is to bring this tree down to a size that is manageable and looks manicured and looks nice. So that's what I'm going to do. Probably going to pick up, you know, a lot of junk that I have in this area here and make this area look, well, better than it does. So today's tools, I always like to show you the tools that we're going to use for today's project. We are going to use a ladder. For sure we're going to use a ladder, but we're going to be climbing up in this tree a lot as well. We got a chainsaw. We might be using the chainsaw. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to use that if we decide to shrink this tree down to a much smaller size, which I'm leaning towards. We've got our goggles, right? We've got goggles. You always got to have goggles. We've got a handsaw. We've got our trusty clippers that we love to use for all of our sagos. We've got these while we're up in the tree. We can cut some bigger branches, and we have a little tiny broom, which we'll probably switch that out to a bigger broom. But anyway, again, inside here, you can see just how dense this is. And we're gonna get up in here. We are gonna get up in here and we're gonna make this thing look a whole lot better than it does already. This is what I'm dealing with. So, that being said, I think it might be time to get started and get into this tree. So I've been in this tree a lot of times before in the past here, and so you can see where I've trimmed. So these are just parts where I've trimmed off before, and it's easy to, sometimes not that easy, but to shape this tree does have some shape already. It's not like it's never been cut before. So it's a little bit easier in terms of knowing what branches I'm used to cutting. All these things in here off these branches. So I always clean all this stuff off along the branches. You know, for example, you've got stuff like this. All these will all just come off. There's no reason to have them on this branch. I like to have this tree a lot cleaner. And you'll see that when this is finished, you might look at it and go, well, where's all the branches? That's what I hope, is that there's very few branches left on this tree, because it makes it so much easier to manage the tree. Okay, making a little bit of headway here. Got to keep going, but I wanted to point something out to you. In cutting this, I started getting all this white powdery stuff all over me. So I wanted to show you, if you can pick this up, you can see all this white fuzz in here. You can actually, here, I'll get it on my finger. It looks like, it kind of looks like cotton. So this is basically called woolly aphids. And woolly aphids are not, so the woolly aphid is, it's not that it's that dangerous to the olive tree, but if you were growing olives, if you were a farmer and you got this, they could affect your harvest for sure. And if you let it keep going without treating it, this little woolly fuzzy stuff, which also gets a little bit sticky, will take over all the leaves, and eventually it's just not good for the tree. So there is a solution to it. It's not a hard solution. Basically, you can use an insecticidal soap, which you can get at the nursery, or you can just create it yourself. If your tree is small enough, if your plant is small enough, you can just simply mix some small portion, maybe a teaspoon of dish soap like you use in the kitchen. Mix it with a bunch of water, hot, super hot water, and spray it onto the plant or the tree, and that should take care of it. That's the treatment. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out to you so that you could see what this looks like in case you have woolly creatures all over your tree. Anyway, that's it. Back up into this tree. It's coming together. It's gonna be beautiful when it's done. Of course, we gotta pick up all the mess, but let's get going. Okay, now we're gonna start working on some of this stuff on the inside. Don't have to be afraid of cutting too much. This stuff will always grow back. I'm not gonna make a mistake. Just get in there and cut. There's so much to cut. And all these little, there's so many woolly aphids up in here. I'm surprised at how much there actually is, and I hadn't noticed it before. So once I get all these things cut out and we get this tree trimmed up, it'll be a lot easier to clean off the branches that are left. So I'm definitely gonna do that. I might just take a power washer and just spray up here super hard and mix some soapy water in with it. Should do the trick. It's a lot of trimming with a hand trimmer. Arm gets tired a little bit with these little clippers. But again, I've mentioned it before, these clippers, if you're gonna buy clippers, it's definitely worth investing in a good pair of clippers as opposed to there's a lot of junky ones out there. Spend the money, get a good pair. I'm not even sure what the brand is on this, but I don't know. They look like this and they're nice. Get a good pair. It's worth it. Makes your job a lot easier. Whether you're cutting olive trees or sagos or rose bushes, a good pair of clippers is the best place to start. Getting there. You can see some light. Long way to go. A lot of branches to cut. Okay, so this trimming of this olive tree is taking much longer than I thought it was going to take. I'm having to reevaluate what I'm going to get done in this video. I don't think I'm going to take a chainsaw to it, although I am in the future probably going to trim it down a little bit smaller, make it more manageable for the future. But for now, I just got to keep on trimming this thing out. It's definitely taking shape. I'm in the tree. You can see how many branches have been removed from it at this point. But I got to keep going because I'm going to lose light. And I definitely want to finish this video so that you can see this tree at the very end. I want to be able to clean up all this stuff. I was hoping to do a little extra stuff down where the sagos are, but I'm not sure I'm going to even get to that. See what I can get done. But back to work I go. Clippers in hand. Arms tired, hands tired. Getting tired. But got to keep going. More tree to cut. Probably our plants that are growing in here are going to like it more as well. So close to being done. So close. Except for the cleanup, of course. I need to get up in this one little area right there. That's done. I think we're gonna clean up all this mess, and then I'm going to pressure wash these bugs out of this tree. Rhodey, you've been working really hard. You did a good job on the tree, Rhodey. Now you don't get to eat all the olives that are gonna come off that tree. You don't get any olives. Yes, no olives. I know. I know. I know. No olives for you this year. Okay, that was a long day. Basically got the tree done, which is really nice to be done with that. Got the pressure washing done as well on that tree, so should be bug free, I'm hoping. And gonna wait for another day to do some of the other cleanup around underneath the tree and make it look a little bit nicer. But for tonight, that's about all we've got. We've got a tree that is done and cleaned. Still need to do a little bit of cleanup down below here, but we need to clean up. We got some weeding going, has to be done down here. I think I'm going to put pot another sago that I've got in the front yard actually. I think I'm going to put that in this pot right here, and that will look really nice. It's a really super nice sago. It's just not happy where it's at, and we will do that with the next video. It'll be included in this video, but it'll be another day in the next few days, maybe even next weekend. We'll see. But anyway, I think that the tree came out super nice. Really happy with it, and looking forward to finishing off everything else here down below to finish off this project. Okay, it's a new day. Tree is cut. I think it looks really nice, and now it's time to just clean up some of this other stuff. We got weeds all over the place down there. We got pots that are not planted, and I think I'm going to move some of this stuff just out of the way, just kind of clean up this little area, finish it off, be done with it, and so that's what I'm going to do right now. Let's get to it. I use it a lot for getting weeds. It helps me get the roots out. You don't have to use little shovels and take up too much dirt. You just kind of loosen up around the weed, and usually the roots and everything will come right out, you know, like that. Super easy. Especially like right here, this diamondia, which is what this ground cover is called, tends to get lots of weeds in between it, and so this helps me loosen up the soil around it so I don't have to ruin the diamondia ground cover. It just is a good tool. If you've never used a screwdriver before for weeding, give it a shot. You might like it. Okay, I think it is officially time to call this project complete. I could keep going on and on and on, but we have to end this video. We can't keep going on much longer. Just take a quick look and see what we did. And it was a good project. The tree took a little bit more time than I thought it was going to take, but all in all, I think we took this little tiny area right here and cleaned it up, made it look a lot better. It's presentable now. Most of the weeds are gone. Most of the weeds. And the tree, which was my major thing, that turned out nice. And there it is. So, thank you all for watching. If you stayed to watch the whole thing, well, I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you following this channel. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. I appreciate it when you subscribe. I appreciate it when you watch. And if you want to leave a comment, please leave a comment. I answer pretty much every single comment that I see. So you can just say hi if you want, or ask a question, make a statement. Either way, I appreciate it. Thank you very much again. Burke Franklin. I'll see you on the next adventure. Anyway, Burke Franklin. I'll see you on the next. Anyway, Burke Franklin here, signing out. I will see you on the next video.